Hi, everyone. It's Michelle Bursell, psychotherapist and creator of the Feel Every Emotion as Love process. And as you can see, I have someone very special with me today. This is Stephanie Owens. And, Stephanie and I met a few months back. We were on a telesummit together. And I was just really drawn to what she was doing. And she's got this beautiful bio. She has her master's in counseling. She has helped so many high achieving women to conquer something that she calls being a pleasaholic. A pleasaholic. I love that phrase, and that's exactly what drew me to Stephanie. And I just thought she would be perfect to share and introduce you to, because this is a part of our emotional growth, that being able to say no and stop the pleasing is huge. And so I would love for Stephanie to share with us a bit today about what is this need to please. And I think you said something funny like no is the new yes, or something like that. So you tell us, Stephanie, what's going on with our need to please, and how can we shift to no being the new yes?
Great question, and thanks so much for having me here today, Michelle. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you and to get to meet your community of amazing people. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who has struggled with this disease to please, this need to please, and the struggle to say no. I think so often it comes from, I call it putting cooperation on steroids. Every good pleasaholic I know has a really good heart. And as it happens, a lot of overachieving people pleasers, those are my peeps, those are my girls, are ones who are really so capable, and they have such high capacity, and they have a really high tolerance for responsibility. We can take on more and more and more and more and kind of almost make it look easy.
Yeah, oh,
And
yes.
right? And everyone else would be like, oh, Michelle's got it together. Stephanie just never seems to let anything drop. And it's this overachieving capacity that puts us way out of whack and way out of balance, and even more feeling alone in it, because we feel like no one sees what we're going through, and no one else can handle what we want to kind of lean on someone. We feel like that people can't handle that because everyone's leaning on us.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm really excited, and I've got a few questions going in my mind. So, we're speaking of women. Do you see this happening for men too?
100%.
Yeah.
I see it showing up differently. What I'm seeing when men are overachieving people pleasers, they tend to kind of check off the people that are in their inner circle and focus on the people that are outside their inner circle achieving their acceptance, their approval. And so the people that are closest to them, who they really do love and treasure the most, often feel massively unprioritized. And women do it a little differently. They will sort of make the people around them that are in their inner circle very much a priority. They will overdo for them and everyone else, but they kind of leak some of that resentment out on their inner circle a little more. So either way, overachieving people pleasers, their inner circle is kind of taking a little bit of a beating.
Yes.
But they don't mean to, right? It's this idea of we want for people to get how much it means to us to be able to be there for people. And then when we get out of balance, we just sometimes don't handle it well.
Right, right. Well, and I hear that, and with the emotions background that I'm always speaking to, what two things come to mind is that when you said that loneliness, it was just like, wow, you just nailed that on the head. And then the stress, the feeling of overwhelm, of exhaustion, all of that. So what's your suggestion with how they can turn that around, how to start making no their new yes?
Absolutely. Well, this is a path I've had to walk myself, and the tools that I love to share with people are ones I never thought would really be for anyone but me. I created them to save myself from my own crazy, like quicksand pool of high performance people pleasing. And so I've really found that there's a set of two tools that are the best fit. The first is the big three and top 10 that helps us focus in on who and what matter most. That's what we're saying yes to.
Okay.
Then it's that clarity and that focus. I've seen that when I've been sitting with someone for the first time, they'll say, You are going to have me for a while. I will be your biggest project. I'm going to be in, you're going to be coaching with me forever. I'm unflexible. And in the space of that first hour conversation, this tool gives them such clarity and focus. Lets everything else kind of shake loose and fall away. So once we know what we want to say yes to, it's crucial to know how to say no effectively in any situation without feeling guilty or like we're stirring up drama or conflict.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
where I created the 4 no's, and the 4 no's give us the tools to be able to do that. And those 2 tools go hand in hand beautifully to help people create not only the focus, but the ability to say no without feeling like they're being mean. We still have that part of us that's like, ooh, I don't want to make them feel bad. And these are compassionate, kind, and yet super effective.
Oh, I love it. And our community is going to be able to get their hands on that.
Absolutely. You can find it on my website at pleasaholics.com/the4nos.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. And, what is your sense that why this, or maybe I should ask, is it your sense? It's my sense that this seems to be happening just more and more. Like it's women taking and men, but I'm seeing it too with a lot of women, high achieving women taking it all on more than ever before and feeling that depth of responsibility.
Yeah. And I think too, our culture really places a badge of honor on being super busy.
Oh,
That, oh, I'm a multitasker. I
yeah.
juggle a million things. And one of the 4 no's is called simplify sandwich. And it speaks to the idea of when someone's asking us to do something, we'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for asking. I'm making an effort to simplify right now, but thank you so much for asking. And it kind of puts a label on the lifestyle we're striving for. And every time I say that to someone, most often the person that I'm saying that to goes, oh, I got to do that too. Got to simplify. Because we resonate with that, but there's not permission to slow down and
Yes.
focus on what really matters. It's how much can you do and how fast can you do it and how many things can you do at one time. And it doesn't strike a resonant chord with us. It doesn't allow for us to remain in alignment.
Well, I appreciate that because that's something I'm always talking to my community about, and that's what I love and honor about my community is their willingness to look at things differently and to be a model for what isn't the norm, because a lot of times how the norm is functioning just doesn't make us happy, and so it's being able to check in and hear those emotions when we are going out of whack and then applying Stephanie's there are ways to turn those yeses into nos, and really, I'm so excited that you are guiding them about how they can get this and how this can be a simple thing that you're
So
supporting them to turn around. And I know for some people, this is like a lifelong struggle.
And it has been because so often we've arrived at where we are now from having gotten a lot of messages that our value comes from doing
Yes.
for, rather than the focus on who we're being. It's about doing. And if I'm not doing for people, I'm not okay. And so it's such an amazing, I know when I was first doing this, I could not be trusted to say no, which is why I've used the tools. I would just put a tool in place and let it do the work for me because, oh my gosh, it's that panic. If, oh, they're going to be so disappointed. They're going to be mad at me. What are they going to think about me? Are they going to, all this stuff that would go through my head. And the tools
Yes.
are so simple that they do the work. They do the heavy lifting for us when we're learning these things. And then we get to experience the idea that, in fact, that story in our head that I'm only valuable if I'm doing isn't, in fact, true.
Yes.
There's certainly the people for whom in our lives that is true. That's the only value that they see in us is what we can do for them. It becomes apparent pretty quickly, and we can decide, are they going to be a priority for us?
I love that. And really what I'm hearing, and I hope the community is hearing this as well, is what you're doing is really, this is, first of all, it's giving you the wording. And I know a lot of times when I'm working with couples, it's about teaching them how to word things in a way where it can be received. And so we cannot underestimate how powerful that is. The second piece to this is that this is your gateway. If you can resonate with being a pleasaholic, this is your gateway to healing something at your core. Because what Stephanie is saying is you are looking to the external to get to affirm who you are, and whenever we do that, we aren't giving ourselves the love that we need, and we're giving away our power to change our life, affirm who we are. So I just absolutely love what you're doing. I've got one more quick question.
Yeah, definitely.
And if we can keep it real brief, but just your sense, do you see that some people may be good at saying no in one area, and then another area they just aren't good at it at all?
Yeah, I see a lot of times people will be phenomenal at this, maybe at work, and then they come home and they're like, why can I not say no to my children?
Yes, right.
And honestly, one of the 3 no's is designed specifically for children and adults who act like children.
Ah! I love it. That is so great. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie. Community, I hope that you just can use go to the link that we have and grab this up. This is wonderful, and I'm so grateful that you've provided it. I'm so grateful we've connected, and for everyone, continue to grab onto these beautiful ways that we are being guided to own more of who we are, more of our truth, and more of the love that's coming through each of our feelings, each of the signals that we're receiving about these seemingly small tweaks that can really change our lives. Thanks, everyone. We'll be in touch next week.